Digest.
It's the Ho Rogan podcast.
Kristen and Allie by day, Ho Rogan by night.
We're rolling? Okay, perfect. Good. Hey ho.
Hey, whore.
Wow. That escalated.
I know what you did this weekend. I know what you did
told
last
you?
summer.
I know. There's an old reference that never went away. I don't know why that name got so popularized.
I think it did go away.
Oh, it did?
Yeah,
We just still know it.
We're just old.
I know. That's just one of those names I'm always going to remember of a movie. I don't even think I saw the movie.
I don't think I saw the movie either, but I know what I did last summer, every summer, which is nothing.
Yes.
Like,
and
ever.
actually, that did just come up because that was Jennifer Love Hewitt, right?
Yes.
I think she's getting like fat shamed now because she just
Oh.
did something new and she's not like 20 anymore. And so she has like hips and
Well, she always had the boobs.
She
You have
always
to
had the
assume-
boobs.
You have to assume
The hips
if
are
someone
coming.
young has great boobs, like Sydney Sweeney.
I assume that they're fake.
Oh,
That's what I go
think
with.
hers are. They're
I think
very
so, too,
like
actually. They're heavy.
low-hanging. Yeah, like you can feel the like pull,
The
of
gravity of it.
Yeah, yeah. No, she's the prototype of like great bod. Still could be great. The hips are coming.
Yeah.
When
And
you
I think
boobs like
she had
that, it's not
kids.
free.
You need the hips when you have kids.
Yes, you do.
So yeah, people are.
But it's
people on
weird,
the
but-
internet are amazing.
They're amazing because is it Bossie? I'm really into Bosnians right now. Is it body positivity or is it we hate on Jennifer Love Hewitt? Which one is it? And
Oh,
who is
interesting.
involved? Is there?
It's probably like 3 people. That's
It
the
is.
thing.
That's the
It's
thing.
3 loud people, and then it gets these headlines. Because I saw it next to an article about Lena Dunham, and I'm about to body shame now because Jennifer Love Hewitt still looks amazing. She's just curvier. Lena Dunham is like a very oddly shaped person who just is very large.
I mean,
And
I
it's
don't want
always
to
been
lose.
about showing her body. So, I mean, all the more power to her. But if you're going to do that, accept some criticism because it's also like a health thing where people are like, we shouldn't be celebrating that size as like big and beautiful when it's clearly unhealthy.
I don't want to lose more Instagram followers.
I
So
know, we're
I'm just
about
going to
to.
say she's beautiful.
Big and
She's,
beautiful.
Yeah, curvy.
Have you lost some followers already from this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you lose followers?
Yes. We knew we were going
Yeah.
to. It's inevitable.
It's a purge.
Totally. It is. It's a purge and it's
Like
I
an
mean-
exorcist purge, actually, to be honest with you. Like
Yes.
it feels like I'm getting rid of like, just this like
we
dark
see
energy.
Who we get along with.
Yeah.
Also, I do appreciate that some people just quietly left because a lot of people have to make a big stink, like, "Oh, awful, unfollow."
Yes. And then there's always the comment. This isn't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure.
Yes.
But I'm almost offended that people haven't announced it more. Like we don't matter enough.
Yeah.
To make a
the
big deal out of it.
announcement,
I'm
actually. Shout it
offended.
out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go through every single person I follow and see if they.
And
I probably would
message
do that.
That would be hilarious if we went through everyone who unfollowed us. It'd be like, what happened? What? Hello? Hello? How creepy would that be?
Yeah.
We should start doing
Yeah.
that.
That would be really creepy, but something that I already have done. Just not sent the messages.
I know. That's like
No,
the
I haven't
exercise
gone through.
that you're supposed to. Well, we both had. So we met in LA, for people who don't know, years and years ago, and always did kind of shows and sketches and stuff together. And then I guess over the pandemic, when everything shut down, we had kind of the same group of friends. We were never in a clique. We just had like whatever acquaintances,
we
friends
don't
in
have
the same group.
friends.
No, we don't.
Well,
That's why
we
we
don't
always
have
end up
groups of friends.
together. It's just us. Always.
We're just two floating balloons.
Yes.
Without
Which I like, by
full
the
of
way.
helium. Just really
100%.
dumb, airheaded. Would helium be considered airheaded?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing lets things float.
Right.
Causes
Float
it.
away.
So, but I remember one comic in particular had started harassing me because I moved to New York and I started doing a lot of stuff on Fox. And he was like, always with comments and always like strange things that he thought were like gotcha questions. He'd be like, what is it like working like in the den of evil? And I was
Like
like,
your apartment?
yeah, exactly. The world, actually.
Yeah. Right.
The den of, I was like, Fox is a publicly traded company. It's huge. They cannot go around just doing bad stuff to people. So like in the, background, the makeup artist, it's very diverse. The security guard's very diverse. The workers there are pretty happy. They
Well,
like
you're
working there.
All the low end jobs, very diverse. Anything on the television, all whites.
Yeah, that is a good point, actually. Although they have gotten a little more diverse lately.
They have.
But like the company in general,
Like they put a woman with brown hair on
once,
once.
and then they're
They're like,
like,
"That's it, we
they're
checked."
like, we can't.
We checked the box. We did it.
I also think because like the show that I first started doing was Red Eye, and they did the studio. I don't remember whose studio we were in, but they had the glass bottoms of the table, so they called it the legs table, so you could see the women's legs, which is one of the first companies to do that. But it's kind of brilliant. I was like, I don't think that that's exploitative. Most women who are dressing up to go on TV, they're wearing like Louboutin shoes. They want to show that off, like. So it was so funny, and then he eventually unfollowed me, and then still kept commenting somehow every time I was on Fox. I'm like, why are you watching this show that you hate so much? And I vented to you about it, and he did the same thing to you.
Yes, and although I was not on Fox, I was on Adam Carolla.
Yes,
who is the equivalent human version, I guess, of Fox in their mind.
It's like the podcast version of Fox, exactly.
Yeah, like
especially then.
Right. And so he went off on me, and what is wild about it is that we were actually very, very, very friendly.
Yes,
and I don't use
same.
The word friend lightly. Like we actually went to like. He actually asked my name. I was like, "Oh, we're best friends."
Well, same.
No,
like I would look forward to seeing him at shows. There's not a lot of people you kind of like look, and he was actually funny. He was also a good comic.
I enjoyed his company. We would go to a diner a fair amount. We talked about going to dance classes together.
Oh, you guys were way closer.
We were a little bit close.
Yeah.
And so the way that somebody can turn on you for not being exactly lockstep and barrel. Is that the phrase?
Lockstep and barrel.
Lockstep and barrel with them.
You stuttered a little bit. You got it.
Can just turn on you and completely forget any character that they've known of you thus far.
That's
like,
the weirdest part. Yes.
You associate with this person, you're a monster. If we lived in Marx, like if we were with like, I don't know, just the cliche Hitler reference. If we were with Karl Marx or like I could see a little bit of like, Chris has got a great look.
Yeah.
It's Adam fucking Carolla,
yeah.
who's a comic who just says shit like he sees it. And to make
and who has no power, by the way. He's not actually able to take rights away from people.
Right. And so to assume that because I associate with someone who speaks their mind, that I'm inherently evil is wild to me.
Yes.
And then to have the balls to call someone like me or you or like a conspiracy theorist. It's like you're a conspiracy theorist about everybody's personality and like level of evilness. Like we're not evil. Like anyway, but
and for the one reason who you associate with, you're now evil, as opposed to any of your behavior in the world,
right?
And he knows.
And he was shaming me. He was like, "How can you, as a woman, work with such a bigot?"
I love
the
identity as a woman. It's like as a human being, actually. Thanks for you having that misogyny in yourself that you have to call me out as.
He displayed so much more misogyny than Carolla ever has in his life.
Yeah.
In the way he was treating me. And what I said back to him was, Carolla has treated me with so much more dignity and respect than you have. And so it's just the hypocrisy. I don't know if it's like depressing or if it's funny. I don't know what it is. It's both.
Yes.
But I just always flash back. The 1990s have now become like the 1960s in my mind, or the 1950s.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s, they were talking about like, we had songs, I want to have sex, baby, or I want to talk about sex, baby.
Yeah.
And like butt songs, and like there were dirty songs.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Yeah. So they would not like our butts.
No, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That song is problematic for us. Hey, we're very excluded from that
These
song.
chairs are actually lifted to just we're like high enough. But it was not a time where stuff was that pure and innocent. But comparatively now, looking back on the 90s, I feel like it was 1950. This like perfect Norman Rockwell painting.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Because people got along.
Right. Because there wasn't this constant talk of race. And there wasn't this, so
if people didn't like someone, it was because they were an asshole.
Yeah.
And that still is kind of the case. But now if you happen to be an asshole, but
people.
you're right. But also if you happen to be an asshole, but you're in one of the protected classes, you're just allowed to be an asshole now,
right.
which is insane.
Right. It's like if you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
I've always been that way since I was a kid. I remember being like 9 in second grade, and these girls that I went to, I could name them, but they wanted to go to the bathroom together, and we were in the lunchroom. For anyone listening, we will get to things that are interesting. This is not the moment. But I remember like being 9 or something, and these girls were like harassing the lunch lady or the lunch like monitors,
Right.
because they wanted to go to the bathroom together, but it was supposed to be one at a time. Can the lunch lady go, yeah, sure, go together? Yeah, of course. But she wasn't saying that. And these girls would not stop with the like nagging on her and making her life like a living hell. She's a fucking lunch lady.
Yeah, her
she
life is
hates
already rough.
her life.
Yes.
Just go alone. Like, you don't share a bladder.
Yeah.
There's literally no need to, there's not someone in the hall who's going to abduct you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking, in the 90s, so like maybe there would be today. Or a shooter.
Today, kids are just getting abducted left and right, apparently. And it's like everyone's a pedophile. I don't think that was the case when we were kids.
Right. Back then, we're safe. And
Yeah.
you're generally safe to freaking go to the bathroom by yourself, and they wouldn't leave her alone. And I just remember thinking about the character. I was so smart. I was
Well,
not
you
smart.
had a good parent. You had a good parent. You had
Well, I
good
was like, just
parents. You
don't-
had a good upbringing because
Don't be
speaking
assholes.
like that,
That's all
especially
it
to an elder, like especially to someone you're supposed to have respect for. Like that is
She's
really,
probably our age now, but like she
I
definitely
know.
was elderly to me at the time.
I mean, at that age, a 20-year-old is like elderly
Yeah.
when you're 9 years old.
Right.
Everyone looks like an adult. Yeah, that's brutal.
And so I can say both the girls, white girls,
Yep.
bad personalities, just
Yeah.
bad character, and they grew up that way. Like the rest of their, as long as I knew them,
They always
were
bullies.
not stand-up people.
Yeah.
And so it stayed, long enough for me to feel validated at like, yeah, some people just have bad character. But I saw it at such a young age, and it stuck with me. And I feel like that was the beginning of me almost dissociating from being part of the culture, or part of society. I always wanted to differentiate
Yeah.
because it was like, I'm not one of them. I'm not them.
Yeah.
I may be a little girl, but I'm not an asshole little girl.
And I don't want to
would-
be in a group of people that's filled with that.
Right. So that's, I think, why I've also stayed like friendless. I mean, I have friends, but they're all from different groups. Like I've just
Yeah,
never wanted
same.
to. I think groups
Well,
bring out the worst in people.
It's also interesting. Just high school never ends. I
No.
think like cliques are just throughout life, and yeah, I've always been the same. Like I've always had kind of a friendly vibe with everybody, but I've never really been part of an actual clique. And it feels culty to be that way
So
too.
culty.
And you can't be as much of a free thinker as you want to be. And it's funny because even now, like in comedy, when I listen to podcasts that our friends are on, and it'll be two people, they're doing a podcast, and then at the end they're like, "Oh, this was great. You should come do my podcast." And it's so funny to me. I'm like, just do it now. Like you're just two people sitting in a room. You're just
Right.
going to be sitting in another room.
Right.
But everyone just recycles the same people, the same.
It's like a performative thing.
It really is. It's funny. And I like a lot of the people. I really like a lot of the people a lot. But I've never had an urge to be part of these groups and do all these things that everybody, I don't know, feels like. Even at clubs, like certain clubs just have their core group of people. And I feel like you and I are always like on the lineup somewhere occasionally, but we're not like in that core group anywhere.
No.
And it's kind of fine.
Yeah. It would feel very foreign and almost like I was being a traitor to myself if I was in a clique. But the thing is, the opportunity wouldn't even come up because
Yeah.
it's like, I don't attract people that are clique-like people. Like,
Yeah.
It's almost like, because I've never been on the street or at a party offered coke or drugs.
Oh.
Like weed, okay, at some point. But I've never been offered drugs. Like no one's like,
Right.
you want to go in the back room? And I don't know if I put off some sort of vibe of like I'm uptight or I'll tell on you or something. But
That's hilarious. That
my
as adults, they're like, we think that girl's going to tell on us.
Yes.
She's going to narc.
Yeah. I tell the lunch lady from
I know.
Familiar.
You kept her number from 9 years old.
Yeah. But it feels like the same thing. There's just like, maybe something where people are like, okay, she's not going to be one of us.
Right.
So we're going to like, I don't know.
Leave
But I'm
her.
also cool and nice. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not.
I mean, you're just hiding the fact you're a total cokehead right now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You're just
But
in the back, like railing.
I had my own coke room.
I think the drug thing is always funny to me too because when I was older, I did drugs. The campaign of like just say no, like I got freaked out when I was young about them, but like these shows like Euphoria that I've never seen that just have kids just like addicted to drugs at 14, 15, 16 years old and like having sex with adults off Craigslist and doing all this crazy stuff. I was like, this is an unrealistic portrayal, right? And people are like, no, it's so real. And I was like, okay, I do not know what's going on in high schools anymore then because mine was not like that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if it's just being naive and
I don't know, like maybe it was going on and we just weren't being offered.
Right.
It might have been, they were like, that girl's super sheltered. Don't invite her to the
It was also like the same thing with sex. It was like, well, number one, I wasn't attractive, but with sex, I was like,
can
I
you
don't know
are you comfortable saying when you lost your virginity?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I've never said it publicly.
Okay, this is breaking news right here.
My ex would introduce me as, she lost her virginity when she was, as a talking point. And I was
Because
totally
it is
okay with
kind of crazy.
It is crazy. And
yeah.
I lost my virginity when I was 46. I'm not 46.
In the future.
I mean,
You still haven't. Yet.
I was 25.
That's amazing.
And I could, I know the podcast isn't about why I didn't lose my virginity until I was 25, but I was super freaked out on many different levels. One of them was just getting pregnant. Like,
Yeah.
I know I would never have an abortion,
Right.
but I know my life would be over if I had gotten pregnant. But the irony is now I look back and I'm like, oh my God, if I had a kid when I was 16, it would make how I'm doing now look like a huge achievement. They're like, oh, she's got a couple podcasts. Like, she's doing great. And like, good for her.
And she raised
Good for
a
her.
child from, 100%.
Right. So I and I would have a built-in friend.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's why I think people have kids when they're that young. They're like, oh, I'll just raise my best friend, actually.
Well, if I knew that could have been an option, I might have. But yeah, no, I just was, and also I'm Catholic, but there wasn't like sex shaming. It was just like, this is scary and it feels
Did you
wrong.
have butt sex before 25? No. That's a Catholic thing where they're like, I'm a virgin.
Yeah, no.
But since the age of 12.
No, it wasn't one of those. It was more like just interacting with the opposite sex.
Right.
I felt like an awkward Woody Allen or something. Like, oh, well, that's not a good example because he, but like him as a character in a movie. But
him, if he would be how that person acts sexually. Like, it's crazy that he was having sex with young girls when he is that crazy, neurotic, unattractive kind of like.
I was so neurotic. It was like, obviously there's the guilt, and I don't really think I should. I'm also afraid of having like, child at 18. But also I'm really awkward and I was.
Yeah.
But I still am. I had no idea how it started. It was like I looked at it almost the same as drugs. Like, is it like a drug deal? We were kind of like,
That's
like, hey,
someone's like, want to go in the back room?
And we're gonna like I didn't know. And then it's like, well, who says it first? And then how do you? And so I just avoided it at all costs. I was presented it once when I was 20. I'm sure I was presented more than once, but once like out loud, where like I was making like I would make out with dudes and like blue ball them, but like I would never.
But they would try, and you would just be like, no, or they wouldn't even try.
Not really, because I would give off I would get uptight, and so I had.
Oh, that's interesting. Usually that does not put guys off. It's the thing. No. Usually they're like, I'm still going for it. She seems into it.
The first guy to actually go for it was a comic, of course.
I thought you were just going to say it was a cop. No, I was like, wow.
One or the other would be very obvious. Yeah, it could be, of course. And I just straight up said no. But now it's like, how did I do that?
Do I know the comic? You'll have to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now I kind of regret it because I think he's hot.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, I don't know. I could just go on and on.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's so funny because I had sex for the first time when I was 16.
Wow, you are a whore.
Yeah,
good thing I called you whore when we opened.
You knew it. There was something about it. But I think all my friends were having it at 16, and I had like a long-term boyfriend. So it was like planned. It was a really good experience. But then I got caught by my parents having sex. And that was not like in the act. Like they found condoms and realized that I was having... Getting caught in the act at that age by your parents would be...
damaging.
So damaging. Oof. I don't think I'd recover from that,
No. I do date coaching. I'm a dating coach.
Yes.
People don't know. And I am good at it. And it sounds like lame, but it's really great. And I have really great clients. But I did have a client in the past who was caught at a very young age doing the on your own.
Ooh,
that's damaging.
I bet.
It's like if you're seeing me, like it must have been deeply damaging.
It depends on how the reaction goes too.
They were ashamed. Like they were.
If they were like, "What are you doing? You're disgusting." Yeah. That would be. I love that you're a dating coach, but you also were just like, "I'm so awkward. I couldn't talk to men, and I didn't have sex till I was 25."
No, I know.
You learned a lot after that.
It's one of those things where you would never in a million years, like, and if I was 14 years old or 24 years old, I would have no idea that this is what I would end up doing. I don't coach them on the sex part of things. I certainly could.
You're in the bedroom. You're about to get down and they call you and you're like, okay, open your legs a little bit more.
I just basically get them to the point to them saying that. Like I don't do that, but hopefully I get them to the point where they can get there.
Like,
I
what you
cut
do is
off
actually
at the
pretty amazing because
penis.
there's been all these weird, like, Me Too cases where people talk about what is the word? It was Aziz Ansari. It was the nonverbal signs that they kept talking about, which it's like, you can't expect guys to not be stupid. Guys are pretty dumb. Nonverbal signs aren't working. You have to say
It's consent.
yes or no. So, but you actually do a lot of the, like, oh, if you do this and she leans in, it's a good sign. And guys are not very keen on that kind of stuff. Like,
Right.
guys don't read subtle hints. So it is pretty amazing, actually, your data coaching.
It is wild.
Yeah.
It is wild. I could never date. I could never coach women dating because as a woman, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Like,
Oh, that's
I'm way too much of a
interesting.
neurotic comic for men to be like, oh, that's the perfect female. But I grew up with guys, and I've like got the comedy background and stuff, so I can relate really well with men. But I'm very much a woman in the sense that like I genuinely love like men. I'm very
Yeah.
attracted to men.
And it's amazing what guys can do. Like, if you take like the Harvey Weinstein thing, when people are just like,
Speaking
oh,
of men I
he's-
love.
Yeah. He's a big one. He's top of the list.
I coached him. He's one of my clients.
Oh my God. Oh, that would be great. You're like, I taught him everything he knows. I just
So good I got him in jail.
I don't know how it worked out that badly. Well, the thing is, he's just a gross guy. Everyone's like, he's disgusting, which obviously he is. But he had a position of power. He had a lot of money. He had charm. Like, if he wanted to use all of those things to charm women instead of like being disgusting, which is what got him off, I think, he could have. So like, guys just think of things all wrong when they're basically like, oh, I'm not good looking enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not this and that. Like, charm can
That's
get
not what
you
it-
so far.
It can get you so far that like you can I don't know like really be with hot women, and they don't believe that. But Harvey Weinstein, though, charm, I know he could be charming, but like that's a level of like he looks like a turtle that's been alive for thousands of years and
That
has
lost his shell and just has that weird
yes
body
blobby
that's
like,
blob. Yeah.
but he has sexual predator written all over his face. Like, there's no surprise. Ooh, that guy, really? He was a predator? And I'm not trying to like insult, but he's just such a creepy looking guy.
He also had a weird dick. Like, his dick was like half sewed inside him or something. It was everything about his physicality.
That was part of my coaching.
Very strange.
We just
sew your balls inside. Girls don't like balls. Get rid of them. It's actually not bad coaching,
Yeah, it's
except
really not.
sewing it inside is not any better. Oh,
Anyway.
That actually brings me to something I wanted to talk about anyways, because I wanted to go back and talk about this Howard Stern situation. Which
we're
funny.
gonna rag on Stern.
Yes.
He's not. Someone pointed out, like, oh, person with 25,000 followers has shit to say about.
Yeah,
Like a
anyone
king
can
of
have
radio.
shit to say
You
about
can
anybody.
say anything about anybody. It doesn't.
Oh my God, I love that. It's like, I don't have to play saxophone. I can know that Kenny G sucks.
Right.
Like, it's not a thing.
Right. Like, I
that
know when
actually
bread
kinda like
tastes
Kenny G.
bad.
Yes.
And I'm not a baker.
You're allowed to have an opinion on things.
Yeah.
It's like the people who watch football who are like, that quarterback sucks. Do you fucking quarterback a team? Like, yeah, you're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid.
It's really dumb.
Yeah, it's so dumb. But the Howard Stern thing, first of all, I know we already talked about this, and it's funny because I wanted to make sure we didn't have like repeating segments on our show because I think they're lame when it's like, this really grinds my gears.
And now the Howard Stern
Section. Except
segment.
we are going to have that because there's so many things that annoy me about him. I'm going to keep bringing it up. But the Harvey Weinstein thing made me think of it because he has a whole interview with Harvey Weinstein where he's like goading him, like saying it in a like congratulatory way, like, oh, this is great. You get to take advantage of women in your position, right? Like, you totally get to like do tit for tat for jobs. You get to, and Harvey Weinstein was just like, no, of course not. It it doesn't work that way. So he's known as this like amazing interviewer. He just lets these people say what they want to say.
Yeah.
And he comes out against, so like,
The double standard, though, like imagine if Trump was on tape saying that.
Yes.
That would be played day and night, like over a speaker in every city, every
you
liberal
would
city.
never hear the end of it. It would be cut in a way.
I actually think I heard it on the way over here today from the one train.
Which part of it?
Trump they were blaring. This was
Oh, something
this went
dumb
horribly
that he
wrong.
said?
I was supposed to be trying to be funny. It went horribly wrong. It was just him saying like I grab pussies, and it was just like being echoed in the streets on the way here.
I took it seriously, like everyone does today when you're trying to make a joke, and I'm like, oh my God, you're being serious.
well, that's the thing. We don't know the line.
Yeah, not at all.
Sorry. No, but also it just wasn't funny.
So his whole thing, like people when they talk about Howard Stern not being relevant, everyone will say to save him, they're like, oh, he's a really great interviewer. Where I used to think that, like when I listened to Howard, I would listen to his interviews and I would listen to the news. And those were the two good things. And the rest were the whack pack, which I've already said, you're making fun of mentally ill people and you're making them beg you for money. Like he wasn't paying them to be on the show. They were desperate for money and he would literally make them do like disgusting things for like $100.
So
but he
exploitative, which is so opposite of what the
liberal
is on
side
that.
wants their people to be.
Right.
He had this whole interview with Anna Nicole Smith from back in the day.
Oh, God.
Before she died, before she came in.
She died.
They probably did actually do it because they do these interviews where they bring people back from the dead and continue making fun of them afterwards. So it probably did go on afterwards, actually. But no, so she was on the show. She was obviously struggling. And they basically were talking about her weight the whole time before she got on the show. And when you're a guest there, you're listening in the green room before you get on. So they were like taking bets on how heavy she was. They were like, we're going to have to get her in here with a crane. They brought a scale in so that they could weigh her. And she went in and she was not into it. She was not, happy about it. She was about to cry. And they kept offering more and more to get on the scale. They were like, I'll give you $1,000. I'll give you $3,000. Like they kept upping it. They were bringing her son. They were like, we'll get your son a PlayStation, like all this stuff. And there was one guy that was like defending her. They were like, dude, she doesn't want to do it. Leave her alone. Everyone else was mad at him. They were like, you're ruining the show. Like, let this happen. It's disgusting. But so he has this history of disgusting interviews. And then now as he's evolved and he interviews like Biden and Barbara Streisand and Ben Affleck, all he does is allow them to say what's in their book. His big gotcha question before was like, have you ever had anal sex? And that was like his big, like, he's an amazing interviewer person.
Which you also asked me.
I did. I am a really amazing interviewer.
That could have been a gotcha moment.
That could have actually, I was like calling out your Catholic virginity because that is a thing that Catholic girls do, supposedly. But he basically... Ben Affleck is one of the ones I can think of. He went on the show and everyone was like, oh, it was such a good, honest interview because he talked about being an alcoholic. And he said, like, his wife had driven him to drink alcohol because he was struggling in the marriage and stuff. And then that led to their divorce. He was banging the nanny. That didn't come up at all. It was like, oh, poor me. I'm an alcoholic. My great wife drove me to it. And she's like a saint by all. He has so many problems. It's like, you're not a great interviewer. You just let these celebrities come on and say whatever they want to say. You're full of shit. He's not good. And Robin, who used to do the news, after COVID or during COVID, he got rid of the news completely, which I have no idea why. That was the only other good segment of his show. And yeah.
Very convenient.
Very convenient. And even, he's supposed to be this great guy and he's for all the, little people. Everyone that he hangs out with are just white celebrities. There's even, I think, his first dinner that he had after his like COVID sequestering, because he didn't come out for a really long time. It was with all these celebrities. And I remember I did listen to the show after because I was curious. And Robin, who's supposed to be like one of his best, wasn't invited. And she was like, you could hear that she was hurt by it. She was like, you actually finally went out and I wasn't even invited. I don't think any black people were, by the way. I think that that's just his life. And he likes to act like everyone else is racist. But I don't know who he has any interaction with. It's not like a white celebrity on any regular basis.
Yeah. Not knowing Stern that well or that much, he gives off to me, even a long time ago, like an insincere vibe. But I know his wife has a lot of, or had, it's like the only thing I know, a lot of cats.
I love that, actually.
Which I'm like, okay,
she
but
does,
it
like,
kind of
foster
like
cats.
He deals with a woman who has a lot of cats.
Yeah.
So maybe that drove him to this. I don't know.
Oh, see, I was going the opposite direction because I'm going to be that crazy cat lady. And so I'm like, oh, that's the one redeeming quality is he has a wife who loves cats. But you're right, the insincerity, because a lot of comics we know did his show when he was like, this crazy shock jock. And as he got more famous and he only wanted like A-list celebrities, he would never have them on again. Like Nick DiPaolo, like even Artie. I worked with Artie for a long time, and when he left the show, and it was his own fault, he was a maniac, but afterwards he couldn't get back in touch with Howard. He couldn't get back on the show, which is all fine. But when he wrote books, they wouldn't even promote his books on the show. And that's just, it's like, you can't help someone who's been a part of your work and world for that long. Like, he cuts people off. Same with like the interviewer thing. So Joe Rogan, who nobody calls a good interviewer, he was just left off of the top
podcast. Yes.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's number one.
You're so desperate when you have to actually leave off the top podcasts from a list of top podcasts. Like,
And you're going to get called on it.
You're clinging so hard.
Ugh. And so, okay, Howard Stern will talk to celebrities, or he'll talk to strippers, or he'll talk to like prostitutes or porn stars. Of course, anyone can make that interesting. You ask all kinds of like very edgy questions. Joe Rogan talks to neuroscientists for 3 to 4 hours and gets more views than anybody. That's a good interviewer. Why does no one bring that up? If Howard Stern had to talk to a neuroscientist, after 5 minutes, he'd be like, do you have anal sex?
Right.
Like, that's all he'd have.
Right.
He doesn't know how to be a good interviewer. It's so ridiculous that people think he is.
Right, yeah. It would go immediately to penis talk.
Yes. Oh, do you have a big penis? Do you have a small penis?
Yeah.
Do you bang a lot of girls?
You probably got into neuroscience because you have a small dick.
Yes, that would 100%. You want to get women. And the guy would literally be like, this isn't even worth answering. Are you crazy?
Well, it's the lowest common denominator. And I should be part of that crowd, but for some reason I'm not. Like, but I like
they somehow got lower than us.
Yeah.
Like, they really hit the lowest of the. It's too much. It's just. It's so funny that people can sail on that reputation for a while, though. If someone just says it, it just is. Like, they're like, oh, he's a great interviewer because he's interviewed Hollywood celebrities for so long now, and they like him.
Well, you realize that there's this, like, get along, go along thing that most people embrace, and I don't think even realize they're embracing it. It's kind of the same idea, and someone can, like, rail me for this analogy because it might be a really bad analogy, but In-N-Out Burger in LA, the burgers are great, but the fries are terrible.
I agree.
It's not the best fast
Same
food
with Chick-fil-A.
Right.
Fries are terrible.
If we could import McDonald's fries into In-N-Out, heaven. I think I actually said that to you recently, like combining, was that you? Wendy's and
yes,
pathetic.
exactly.
I'm so obsessed with combining McDonald's
Fast
fries
food.
with everything.
Hey, there's a Taco Bell KFC combination. Why not? Yeah,
Yes, there is.
totally.
So,
Why not do it with McDonald's and everything else?
but God, now I'm like losing my analogy train of thought.
And your mind.
I am. What were we saying right before that?
About how In-N-Out has good burgers, but the fries are bad.
Right.
Or
But
right
why
before
am I
that.
making this analogy?
Because if we can I was talking about the interviews, how Rogan is really good. He does a 3-hour neuroscience interview, and Stern does a 1-hour porn star interview, and they're acting like Stern is the better interviewer.
Yeah, I'm short circuiting because I have no idea what I just thought.
How that would connect.
This was going somewhere somewhat relevant, but I will get back there at some point.
Okay.
I think it was just
We'll put that on hold.
McDonald's IV
In-N-Out,
that just like
fries.
came from my brain.
But I will say, Chick-fil-A, same thing. People love their waffle fries. They're like soggy and gross. Like, the chicken's fantastic.
Oh, I saw. I
There
know
we
what I'm saying.
go.
Okay, thank you. It's this get along, go along kind of mentality where if someone's like In-N-Out Burger, it's the best, and then everybody just parrots that exact thing. In-N-Out Burger, it's the best. But then you actually try it. You see this line of cars.
Oh, yeah.
Down basically like the 101 freeway.
Blocking
basically.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Causing accidents. People are losing their lives.
Yeah.
So people can wait in the drive-thru of In-N-Out Burger. And the burgers are fine, but their fries are so bad.
Yeah.
So it's like something just picks up steam and everybody agrees with it. So it picks up steam that Howard Stern is a good interviewer.
Yes. And that'll stay.
And then it just sticks. And there
No matter
could
what
be
logic.
no truth. Right. And you could watch yourself and even go, oh yeah, he is a good interviewer. But it's just because you're programmed to think that because you've heard it over
it's like
and
a
over.
brainwash. It's like Nickelback. It's like, is Nickelback that much worse than any other band?
right,
He's not.
right.
They, I don't even know who.
I know.
But they're like, I listen to them. They sound like 90 other bands that I've heard. They're not great, but they're not that bad,
Right.
actually.
We all latch on. Everyone knows we can make fun of Nickelback.
Yeah.
And Hoobastank, by the way, which I think is a little bit underrated with being made fun of. My friend always writes to me about like joking that I love Hoobastank, so it's on my mind.
I don't even know what that is.
I think they did Chumbawamba.
Oh, I get knocked down. But I get up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sends that to me because I'm like such a downer. He'll send me the Chumbawamba song, but now he just like accuses me of loving Hoobastank, and I'm like, they're kind
You're
of
like, you started that. I didn't even want it.
And I don't get up again. I've actually been laying down this entire time. I actually remember a tweet that you liked of mine like a long time ago, and I felt so honored because I thought you were funny.
Oh.
And it was, I'm just using this as an opportunity to say
Yeah, I
my
want to hear
tweet.
this. I'm dying to know it now.
It was Do they have a life alert button for when you're fallen and you don't want to get up? That's
great.
Help,
That's
I've
actually
fallen and
really
I can't get up. And you liked it, and I was like, and I think that was probably like 12 years ago or something like that.
That's amazing. That was the beginning of it all.
Yep.
That's what we all. It's the connection that happened.
Oh yeah, that was the moment. But no, Stern. It's wild what people will turn into because of a cultural like momentum, essentially. And he's worth $650 million.
I think more, probably.
Which I'm actually surprised is not more.
Yeah, he's had so many big contracts.
But I just think of all the good-doers, all the good doers. And of course, like when you choose to do good doer stuff or not.
Yeah.
This is what it is to be a human. Like things are unfair.
Yeah.
It's just so wild that somebody like that can have probably close to $1 billion and be harassing people to stand on a scale. And like,
That's how he made his money.
Right. And we'll be honest and say like, yeah, Lena Dunham, probably not that healthy. But we're not, when
we'll
she
get
comes
in trouble.
in.
We wouldn't be like,
get in trouble for that.
you need a crane to lift her.
Right.
100%.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's what's, and also like he,
I wouldn't be
insincere is what
Right.
you said about not having his real friends in there. He only has celebrities in there. Where Joe Rogan has his buddies.
Right.
We know who his buddies are because he just has them on. They're not famous.
Right.
They're like that. And also people who've been canceled. Like Joe Rogan will give them the benefit of the doubt, have them come in and talk to them, and whether you agree with it or not, they're still his friends. Howard Stern, I'm sure, like Louis C.K. was supposedly a good friend. I'm sure he did not pick up the phone once. I'm sure he was like, I don't want that on me.
Yeah.
And just got rid of.
Even though like his whole show is essentially just like onto people.
Yes,
Just
that's
like
100%.
the whole world
Just
is just this on
always.
Right.
And it was for 90% of the time or maybe 80% of the time. And then he kind of cleaned it up afterwards. But he only cleaned it up with the celebrities. He wouldn't do that to Anna Nicole Smith anymore. But he still has the whack pack that he's totally willing to be like, did you shit your pants today? Yeah. Like,
I think I might have asked this. Was Stuttering John part of the whack pack?
I don't think he was, only because I think your IQ has to be so low to be. The whack pack is literally them making fun of them to their face.
Okay.
Where Stuttering John, they used as someone to make fun of other people to their face. Like he would go out and do interviews where he asked crazy questions, but because he was a guy with a stutter, like, so they exploited him, I think. Oh, but that's the other thing. It's like they paid him nothing. And when he got a job with Jay Leno that was great pay, Howard like wrote him off and was like, you're a horrible, unloyal person. It's like, then just pay him and he'll stay. Like that's the other thing. Rogan, with his friends and with his club and with everything, he wants all of his friends to be successful. So he pays more money than he should. He gets people like real estate agents to look for places in Austin. Howard is like, no one else should do the radio. I'm the only one who should have a show. No one else is funny. You're all disgusting. And if you try to come up and compete with me, you're trash. Like I'm never going to talk to you. It's so insecure.
Yeah.
And just with friends, why wouldn't you want friends to also rise to the top? It's just so backwards.
Yeah. I feel like seeing disingenuous people is almost like a sixth sense.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost like a dar, like
a
disingenuous dar.
Yeah.
And he falls into that disingenuous dar for me. He
Yep.
always has and he always will. There's just certain people, like Jorge, our producer here, he's so fake. He is the fakest. You want to know why he's fake?
Why?
Because he says he likes me, like as a person. And I'm like, oh, look at this fake liar.
I think
full
he
of it.
actually does. I think Jorge actually likes you.
Yeah, no, Jorge is great.
He is the best.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
But
He's our fact checker / producer that you guys hear chime in occasionally.
Yeah.
I did actually just have a situation at a comedy club where I was just talking about, I just brought up Louis C.K., but there was a comic that used to open for him that is pretty well known, that would always open for him. And forever, it was like a well-known thing that Louis was jerking off in front of women. Whether or not it was
you should just assume that about any comic.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, Louis C.K. is one of the guys, his show, he like was pretty upfront about how messed up his, proclivities were. But so it was always questionable whether it was always consensual, I guess. But the word was out there that was happening. And so this comic, who's like very outspokenly lefty guy, was fine opening for him, getting paid by him, being his friend. And then the New York Times piece came out and he did a whole set, like railing against him, just disavowed himself from him, which if you actually believe that, fine, but you knew the whole time. You're just making a statement because it went public and now you're worried that that's going to affect you. It's so fake.
It's so fake.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Would life be easier being fake?
Probably. I think so. And I used to think, like, when we lived in LA and people were like, I was like, I like it out here. And people were like, oh, it's so fake. I'm like, I would rather that, though, than the meanness of New York. But now I think I'm fully on the other side.
Yeah. No, I always say about New York, people are mean, or can be mean, but it's an honest, good mean. Whereas in LA, they'll be mean but fake and you can't tell. And that's more insidious.
Yes.
I would rather have it be very honest to my face.
Yep.
And then have a slice of pizza with the person after they like, get the fuck out of the way. And then have some pizza versus in LA, nice to my face.
It's like the Southern thing, like, bless your heart. And you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, we know what you mean.
Bless your heart is the biggest insult.
It's the biggest, like, F you.
Yeah,
exactly. That is LA completely.
Yeah. And I know a comic that says bless your heart. Like,
Oh, God, for real?
she says it for real in a way that she's not really saying it for real, but the people she's saying it to don't know that she's not for real.
Oh, that's so funny.
But
Is she authentically Southern at least, or not even?
No, she's
Oh my
authentically an
God.
asshole. But to maybe give you guys, even though we've been like taping forever, an idea of some more stuff that we're gonna get to.
We were
You're
supposed
gonna
to
do
go over this
at
in the
top.
beginning.
We'll get better about it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about that podcast, I've Had It, how the remarks made by Jennifer Welch, one of the hosts, about not being able to eat in certain restaurants and get
If
your
you
hair
voted
done
for
by certain
Trump.
people. Also, Gutfeld being on Fallon, Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
and how that went, but just the fact that even happened. Talk about cheerleader.
Oh, the male cheerleaders
in
for the Vikings.
NFL.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know, did I kind of...
I think that's pretty much it. It's a pretty loose.
It's a pretty loose outline.
show. Yeah, we were just trying to figure out whether we'll take some feedback if you guys want to hear the topics up front, or if we should just name it in the summary what we're going to talk about. But that podcast, that I've Had It.
I've had it. I've had it.
Well, the funny thing is, it's kind of working. They got so much attention, and I do actually want to listen to that whole episode just to hate listen now, and so it probably will get them ratings. But it's the dumbest statement I've ever heard in my life. It's someone who knows nothing about. Trump had the first openly gay male in his administration. People think it's Buttigieg. That's not.
I
Trump
know
had
they
it
do,
first,
and it's because the media went straight out and announced that Biden elected the first gay cabinet member.
Yes.
When it was literally Trump before.
yeah.
And
They never announced it. That's not
it.
part of the reason that they gave him the job, and it never should be. It should not be about your identity. You're the greatest at that job.
Right. If I was Mark Grinnell, I'd be like, that's so gay.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. It's like, that is so gay.
Yeah.
The fact that, like, okay, if you're
I
going
think it's
to...
Richard Grinnell.
Oh, what'd I say?
Mark.
Oh, I think I went out on a date with a guy named Mark.
Oh, that's hilarious. So that came in.
It's like, yeah. And I think he liked one of my stories recently. Shoot, he's going to hear this. It's been like 4 years. Why is his name still on my mind?
He's going to like his shout out.
Yeah.
He's going to be pretty happy.
He's like, I'm not gay. What are you talking about? But what's kind of funny, though, is like, of course, like it had to be a gay guy going into like a cabinet member position where like you can like come out of a cabinet. Like you can like open the door to a cabinet.
I love how you think.
He came out as like, you know what I mean?
You're like,
he
that's
came
the
out of the
perfect
cabinet.
place for him to be.
Because
Yeah.
the thing is, they kept him in the cabinet.
Well, they
didn't
put
let
him
out
in
of
the cabinet. Yes, exactly.
They didn't let him out.
Well,
Like,
and
they
now
pretended
he has
didn't-
Scott Bessent, that's the most powerful position held by a gay man. It's like, where is the bigotry? And he never has brought up that they're gay. Like, that's the most unbigoted thing.
Exactly,
For
and that's the
Biden,
thing.
keeping like, gay, I got a gay guy. This is my gay guy. This is my token gay guy.
Right.
He's so gay.
So you're going to be damned if you do, damned if you don't. So if you do it, like Trump, like he got Richard Grinnell
Yeah.
in, he doesn't talk about it. He doesn't boast about it. So he gets no credit for it.
Yeah.
But then the other side, if he did boast about it, they'd be like, why are you boasting about it? He's just another person. Like, why is this so important?
They wouldn't even say that. They'd be like, oh, he doesn't really count because he's conservative gay.
Well,
And
right.
that doesn't count in their world.
That which is wild. And there are so many conservative gay guys.
Yeah.
And what's frustrating, everything's frustrating, but the fact that people will use that as a talking point to this day, that Biden, and it's like, well, how often are people talking about Biden having the first gay cabinet member? I just know with people that I know, they have referenced that.
Yeah.
And I say, no, actually, and they don't believe me. Like,
Well,
am I just,
No.
I would not just make this up. But
Look
the
it up.
problem is the
Everyone
news,
has
though.
Google.
Right, but I have more of a spine than the news. Like, they actually made up the fact that Biden elected the first gay cabinet member.
Yeah.
That's made up. They know full well that he didn't.
They'll put it, their whole
Or they'll
way of...
spin it.
Well, spinning it is that and this is actually less credit to Biden. Trump actually appointed Richard Grenell. He didn't have to get approved by Senate, where Buttigieg in his position had to get approved by Senate. So they say he was the first cabinet member that was approved by Senate. But that's still not true. He wasn't
Right.
the first cabinet member. It doesn't have to be qualified like that.
It's the mental gymnastics
Oh,
to make
God,
their
100%.
point. Make
Yeah.
that. No.
To be like, no, it still is true. It's, and also Biden had the guy in his cabinet that was gay and stealing luggage. So that should offset the other guy.
Right. Right. And
The bald guy with the lipstick that was like...
he must have been stealing from, like, I don't know, the cheap airline luggage, because those outfits, they were not good.
Oh, my God.
No. If you're going to steal clothes, at least steal good ones.
I don't understand. I also don't understand because I've had my luggage lost before where it actually made it to the airport because they can track that, but then it was gone. So I was like,
someone took
then
it.
someone took it. Can we look at videos? And they wouldn't let me look at videos. So he had to be stealing a lot of luggage to get to the point where it must have been a
full
few
wardrobe.
from the same flight or something, because I don't know what would allow them to look at the video footage of the guy. But yeah, I think he had a history. I just know even my
lot
gay
of scars.
friends were like, that was just a very jarring look that he had with the bald head and the bright lipstick.
Right. Like, at least a mold, like a nice molding, like a balance of something. A little, I don't know.
It's just one of those things. If you're gonna say oh my
Steal
God,
a wig
everyone's
from a suitcase,
staring at
at
me,
least.
it's like you look odd.
Right, that's the thing.
You
And
could
you
try
wanna-
to blend, and people aren't gonna give you that look. But if you're bald with a bunch of you look odd.
Right.
People are gonna do a double take.
And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that fact.
Yeah, you're not condemning him. You're just like, oh, I don't see that every day.
No, we're human beings, and we have pattern recognition, and well, something's off in the pattern. We literally go there in an evolutionary style manner because that's how we know what is safe and not safe. Not saying that he's not safe, but you just notice.
But it's out of place. If you and I shaved our head and wore bright lipstick and bad clothes, we'd get double takes at the airport.
Right,
It's just an odd look.
And I would be doing it specifically for the looks,
Yes.
which is what people are doing, and then saying that they're not doing it for the looks.
It's
like, no, you want this attention. This gives you meaning. This gives you purpose. I just broke a nail. That was perfect for the show.
That was great.
Called home.
That was really. I heard that. I wonder if the mics will pick that up.
I really did. Damn it.
That's like in college where you know. Did you ever have that friend that would be flirting with a guy and they'd be like, "Oh my God, that guy's harassing me."
Yeah.
You get it? It's like
No, you're annoying him.
Yeah, you're adding to. It's and that can lead us into the Vikings cheerleaders.
Oh yeah,
Which
So I
is
don't know-
another thing that they knew was going to get attention.
Of course.
Yeah.
So is it just the Vikings? I
think it's just the Vikings, which...
Jorge, can we do a quick little fact check on NFL male cheerleaders? Which is great. They can do high flips.
Oh my God. And if someone doesn't start throwing purple dildos onto that field, we're remiss. That has to happen. The Vikings helmet should just have two dildos instead of the one.
Yeah. But the problem is the dildos can't even get hard.
The bouncy.
That's
trying to be adorable.
That's how much of a turnoff everybody is that dildos are now limp.
Yeah.
You have to really work hard to get, I don't know.
I don't even really understand the point of a dildo as opposed to a vibrator. Because a vibrator is way more effective.
You're looking at a 25-year-old virgin.
I know. I would think that would be who I would ask. Were you using dildos or vibrator? Nothing.
I was not enjoying any sort of any pleasure.
You were just sitting in your room
It's no wonder I'm wound so tight.
But you've made. I mean, not. You're such a whore. You've made up. I didn't mean it like that. But you've had plenty of good sex in your adult life, which is good.
Well,
would you recommend waiting? Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't say you have to. Everyone's going to have their own experience, but it's not like my first experience was amazing. It was a just get it over with kind of thing. I knew it was with whatever. It doesn't matter who it was with. But
it wasn't friend. It was someone you were comfortable.
I was
with.
very comfortable, and I wasn't having I wasn't wow, this is something I've been missing out on. And so I can only imagine as a 16-year-old
If you're insecure already.
I would have gone, oh, that's sex.
Yeah.
And looked at it in this different light versus being 25 and then growing into like understanding what you're actually doing and like how the body actually works. Not that I will ever understand how the body actually works, but like I thought like I had this, and this wasn't up until I was 25, but I remember being younger and thinking if you like orgasms,
Yeah.
I don't know where this came from, but in my mind, they always happened at the same time.
Oh,
I
you
think
were
it was from
so
whatever
off.
movies I saw.
That's hilarious, probably.
And if I was
Oh, that's so disappointing to realize. You're like, oh, that never happens.
never, like I don't think it.
Almost ever. It's like getting a hole in one. When it happens, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Hole in one from 5 billion feet away.
Yes, exactly.
So I think, just having different, more kind of like adult. I wasn't let down as much as maybe. I mean, you would think maybe I would be more let down because I've waited so long. It must be so great.
You were like, oh,
But
there's this buildup.
It was more just like I'm old enough now to not have some sort of like fantasy of how great this is going to be.
Right.
And I just know it's like a physical act that I want to get out of the way so I can just go forward and do more of it better.
right.
But I mean, I would recommend to wait just for morale purposes. Like, it's
Did
not
he
great to
know
just-
that it was your first time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like was very much acting that way. Like, is this okay? Is this
Like,
okay? Is this okay?
that's good though. Thank God, as opposed to
Because he knew I wasn't like messing around with dildos and stuff. But this is anyway. Speaking of dildos,
yes.
it was funny because I never noticed this. You know, once you get a car and then you notice that car everywhere, that
Yep.
kind of thing. I don't know if this is because we talked about dildos on the first episode, but I was at Dwayne Reed / Walgreens the
Yeah.
other day, and I say Walgreens just because it's easier for people not in New York.
Totally.
Like hanging out with Dwayne, like who's Dwayne? But I was getting tampons, and I was waiting because it's behind glass. You know, we have to make tampons behind glass. It's like embarrassing. I call over. I have to hit the button.
Yeah.
It's like someone's waiting in the personal care section, and it could be for condoms or tampons or yeast infection
Pregnancy
medication.
test, anything.
Not that I ever need that, but as I was waiting, I'm just like do, and I'd never just kind of hung out in the tampon aisle,
Yeah.
and it was taking a while for.
Oh, I have. That's my hangout.
Yeah, you know, it's like
It's my Friday night.
it's where all the drug deals go down and like the sex deals. That's where I've been missing. But I waited for a fair amount, so I'm kind of looking around. There were dildos and vibrators on sale on the top of the shelf, and I took a picture. I posted it on X, which is still weird to
I never
say.
knew that.
And I didn't either, so I don't know if this is a new thing or I just noticed it because we were talking about dildos, but there was like a line of dildos.
Wow.
And the thought came over as I looked at them, and I've been in a sex shop before. Like I've seen, but it came over me, which I thought this before, but it sat with me more because I think I had time. But I was like, what's the difference between like the vibrator and the dildo? Like,
Yeah.
like can't you just use the vibrator as like a non-vibration, and so have it vibrating and not vibrating? Like, wouldn't you get that as opposed to just a straight up dildo?
Yeah. A
you
straight
could
up
have
dildo
both?
wouldn't do anything that I don't know.
So
I
I'm-
guess the straight up dildo you can stick to something. I think is the key.
It's like the
I think so, but like you really have to be hard
Oh.
up to be like sticking that to something and getting on that.
I'm pretty hard up. And
That might be what you want then. That might but it'd be great if dildos just came flying. We're like, now we're just seeing them everywhere. Somehow.
But that's kind of what it was like. I've never seen
That
them in
is
Walgreens.
weird, yeah.
And God, I'm like losing my train of thought like all the time. But I could probably use a dildo. That's why. But they weren't locked up. That's what I was gonna say. What was funny? Everything was locked up, but the dildos.
That is bizarre.
And it's like,
'Cause that's actually-
this could be a weapon.
Yeah, and it's kind of a more expensive item than
Yes.
other stuff in Walgreens. Like
Absolutely.
that, it could be a weapon. Oh, that would be so embarrassing to get knocked out with a dildo. Like,
You know,
it
it'd be a great story.
would be. But if that's how someone robbed you, you know, if you're just like from behind, just flap.
That's had to have happened
I
at
bet.
some point.
I bet also in like some sex triangle gone
Yeah.
wrong,
Oh,
that
yeah.
someone gets whacked too hard with a. That is so weird. Yeah, maybe that's new because I've never seen that either.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if it was one of the phenomenons of just like now I'm thinking about it and I'm seeing
Yeah.
them and they've always been at Walgreens, but again, the irony of them not being locked up, but everything
I
else
love
is.
that they're some of that. They're like, well, if you're that hard up, for like, we're just gonna let you have it.
Yeah.
We think that that's a helping society to let you steal a dildo. Most likely, it's
Imagine using like your coupon or like your rewards. They're like, would you like to use your $10 in rewards for that?
I so would. I'd be like, yeah, this is like $40.
Right.
It's an expensive
yeah.
bike.
Yeah. I mean, if it was, yeah, I don't know. So
That is
weird.
okay. I'll have to look for that now.
More expensive than a date if you're. It's not really.
No, not in New York.
No.
Date's way more expensive.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
What do you think about boyfriends who give girlfriends like sex toys as gifts, or even just lingerie?
It's gifts for them.
That's totally what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to watch you play with it. Like I
Yeah.
want to see you put this. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just a bullshit gift.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've never not seen that in any other way.
Yep.
And
It's also a lack of creativity. It's like you should know someone better than to just give them lingerie and sex toys.
well, that should be in addition to
Yeah.
like the main real gift for her. And then you do a little admitting of like, but this is kind of for me. So you have to own it. That's kind of for you.
Yeah.
I had an ex who wanted to buy me stripper panties.
Okay.
And he was like, it was obviously for him. Like, and that to me was attractive. Or if he tried to angle it like, you should wear stripper panties. You should just like, I think because for you would look good. And no, he was just straight up like, I fucking love this look.
Totally.
Can I get a couple?
Yeah, and can
And-
you wear them?
Yeah.
And it'll turn me on.
Right, so-
and girls would like that. Like I would love it if someone was that direct and was like, "This is my thing. If you wear this, I would love it." Do you remember edible underwear?
I do. I
It was
wasn't.
like
I don't.
fruit roll-ups underwear.
Yeah.
Did you ever use that?
I think that might have been in the days of me not even
I
like
mean,
knowing what
I
sex
don't even
meant.
know if anyone did. That's what I was going to ask because it just sounds messy and sticky and horrible.
sounds awful.
Yeah, it really does. I feel like that was it. Do you remember that Spencer gift
Oh
store?
my! Do I remember Spencer's?
That
like-
was your hangout. That was like-
until goth and emo became a thing.
Yep.
I was always in Spencer's.
It was
lava
so
lamps.
weird because it was right. It was
Yeah.
like weird, cool kind of things
Yeah.
or like strange games, and then just like super sex toys.
Right. And I didn't know what those were, so I had no idea what I was looking at. I'm sure I was just like, my mom came in. I'm probably was like looking, and I had
You
no
were playing with
idea.
his sex toy like it was like a sword, like a lightsaber dildo. Just going. Do they still exist, Spencer?
Yes. Well, they the last I knew in the mall that I grew up in, which basically every store is closed. It's wild. But
Yeah.
Spencer's is still hung on somehow.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Or
And Hot Topic.
Hot Topic has replaced it, or I'm thinking it's Hot Topic, but it's actually Spencer, not a Spencer's, but a Hot Topic.
Wow.
But I do think it's been around for a while. It's kind of like how Radio Shack hung on forever,
Oh yeah.
which actually brings me to some sort of relevant point to make that it's just interesting with Stern possibly not getting renewed,
Yeah.
Colbert going off the air, a lot of things going away, being that there was Doge and USAID and like everything kind of just like
Oh,
swept
yeah.
through and like a lot of the money taken away.
Yep.
And I really have no perspective on that, but it is interesting timing.
Oh, I think that money was supporting a lot of those.
Because you would watch, I would go for years. I'm like, who's watching? Like, how are they making enough money to make the show?
Yep.
I know there's not enough people watching
NPR
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
NPR was a big one. I think that was
All
a
being
recipient.
subsidized.
Yeah.
Like,
It's very
not a-
suspicious.
yeah.
It's also, I don't know, for Doge, did that stuff get cut finally? I think he was allowed to make recommendations, but I don't know that he was allowed to do the cuts.
I don't know.
So it was unclear.
I really, once Elon and Trump broke up, really went to a grieving period
Oh.
where I stopped paying
It was because they were good. Like
they were a good couple.
And they brought out a lot of ridiculous things we were spending money on. And then people started railing against it. It's like what's happening now with the cleaning up the homeless encampments. And people
They're
are
full of
literally
shit
having
if you-
rallies
yeah,
against
bullshit.
it, where it's like he said he wanted to get rid of crime, filth, and homelessness. And people are railing against it.
You
They're like, it's our
monster!
city. We're allowed to have these things. It's the craziest reaction I've ever seen in my life.
It is Bizarro World. Like, this is a Seinfeld. I mean, I only know Bizarro World because of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But they reference it in Seinfeld where up is down, left is right. It's
Yep.
like a Superman-ish thing, but it really is Bizarro World.
100%.
And I don't know if there's like a point at which it flips. Like, I mean, I think it's flipping a little bit, but I just think
Not fast
there's-
enough.
It's just people are gone. Like, they're just gone, like for good.
And they're just reactive. They're not thinking it through. Because if you think it through, also, like, it is not kind to let someone live in squalor on the
No.
street in their own filth. It's not kind to
No,
them.
it's not.
It's not kind to the community. It's not kind to the country. So to try to find solutions, and even if you have to force them into those solutions, that is the kind thing to do, actually. So it's not about being unkind either. It's about, first of all of us who pay taxes deserve to live in cities that are safe and not filthy. And it's a hygiene situation. It's like if people are defecating in the street and peeing in the street, it's not safe. It's going to cause disease. So
Right. And this is like coming from a crowd that would be hyper vigilant about COVID and wearing masks.
yes,
But yet people can shit and pee and live on the streets, and that's not a public health hazard.
it's so unbelievable. It's so unbelievable. But once again, you cannot have. So it's like, this is the thing about that comic that we were talking about that was harassing both of us for our views. Because he was someone, because I was friends with him, I was like, oh, I'll give him a rational explanation of like, oh, it's not what you think. You're listening to the media. All this stuff is true. All this stuff is not true that you're hearing, and this is the truth. And he was still just like so cemented in his ideas of the right just being horrible.
So the way I see it is, you know, in vampires or a zombie thing, if you become a zombie, there's no return. You
Right.
cannot become
Yes.
human again. And this is what it feels like. I feel like there's some people that are able to wake up from their zombie state, but it's like once you've been bitten, you are a zombie. Like that is it. It's
And no matter
done.
what you're faced with,
Doesn't matter
logically
the
or
evidence
whatever,
that you
yes.
see. And it basically, it's all, we're all wrapped up in our ego, and not in a arrogant way. Ego can just mean essentially what we identify with, and it gives us purpose and meaning.
Yeah.
Meaning. Without our ego, we're not an individual person. And so the ego, I think it's such a stubborn thing. Like if you kind of get a little bit into listening to all the wacky spiritual stuff that I do listen to, the ego is talked about so much, but it's what we use to differentiate ourselves from other people. But once the ego dies, it's the ego death, basically. It can send you into the dark night of the soul, which is everything is now upside down. Life is no longer what you thought it was. You're no longer who you thought you were. And so your ego has such a grasp on you that if you allow yourself to let in perhaps a different perspective or a different point of view, your ego is like latched on. It's like white knuckling you, and it won't let go. It's like, nope, 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 nope. My ego, you preserve the ego. That's number one. And so to get a new perspective, you really have to be able to let go of your ego in many ways and admit, oh, and not even I was full blanket wrong, but maybe I just didn't see some things in the nuanced way that they actually do exist. So
Right.
you have to be at a level of maturity in yourself to say, is my ego more important, or is living a truly happy life more important? But the ego, we're human beings, always wins out, generally. But some
Interesting.
people will
Get
come
past
around.
that.
Yeah, but so many people won't. And it's because then they have to redefine their reality. They
Yeah.
have to go, oh, I've been living in a false reality for 10 years. How do I reconcile that now? And
Well,
not grieve
and-
the last 10 years of my life that I just lost being in a reality that is actually much different than what is reality.
And then you're going to have to lose that whole group
You
of
lose your
people.
friends.
You're-
Everything's wrapped up in this identity.
yeah. And people question, it's like, people question the authenticity of it when people do like hit that reality mark too, where they change their mind and they're like, oh my gosh, I see things differently. People think there's an angle that they're going for or something
It's
instead
like,
of
no,
what it's actually.
right. They'll think it's disingenuous. Like you want to tap into some sort of benefit for you.
Like they're doing that with Bill Maher now. Like Bill Maher is becoming way more reasonable, and people are like, "Oh, he just sees that ratings were slagging, and now
No,
he's going
he's-
in this direction." No, he actually is listening.
Right. He's letting his
To the
ego
world.
take a break
Yeah,
and go, you know what? Maybe not so bad. That's maturity. It's beautiful. It's growth.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that everyone has to love the same thing in order to have control over their ego, but the ability to just take a second and look in the mirror. I could do that.
yeah.
You could do that. No, you look. You have a perfect ego. But no, there's things that like I'll
Not a-
hold on to for my identity that will hurt me in the long run.
And if someone presents me with anything that says otherwise. Yeah, I've been doing that lately where I'm having debates with people where I'm really trying hard because I actually really love listening to people who I think are smart, who think very differently than me, because I'm like, what am I missing? Like, I would love to know.
Right.
Maybe there's something and if there's not, I'm still like, oh, I see where they're coming from. I respect that point of view. And then if there is, I can adjust the way that I think. But most people are listening just to hate on the other part, like just to be like, that's disgusting. Like right now, the biggest thing that they're talking about, it's taking over kind of like social media is this Charlie Kirk stuff where he goes to these campuses and all he does is have an open debate with people. And I just heard I think Mark Maron talking about it and he was like, oh, he goes and does these gotcha things. And it's like, how is it gotcha?
No.
He's literally just answering questions and having an open debate.
Yeah.
If that's gotcha now, which it is to the left, they don't want an open debate. They want you to shut up and listen to their facts. It was like COVID.
No, not even facts. Listen to their emotions.
Facts. Yeah, exactly. Listen to their what they consider factual, which is not factual. My favorite expression, I don't know when it started, is my truth. Oh. Like, this is my truth. Right. It's like, no, there is the truth and your feelings.
And then your delusion.
Yes, exactly. But to think that's the thing. Like the left, they don't show up on podcasts because they're scared. Kamala wouldn't do it. She wouldn't talk for hours and hours. So the right isn't doing a gotcha thing. They're actually trying to share what they feel and give facts. And that's not gotcha. It just happens to be that they're mostly right.
Yeah.
So it feels like a gotcha thing.
Right. And if you were really comfortable with the arguments behind your beliefs, you would be willing to go on any podcast and talk to anybody.
Just be, say what you know.
To go on to Rogan and to go onto the show.
Yes.
Where we know all the facts.
Exactly. We're going to get you.
Yeah. But they don't. They hide away and they go in their safe space where they know they're not going to be challenged. But right people show up on left networks when they're invited, which is basically never.
Oh, but now it's starting to happen in very small amounts.
So Gutfeld, which was on our lineup. Gutfeld going on Jimmy Fallon.
Yep.
He didn't talk about politics.
Which was disappointing, actually.
Yeah. So
that would have been the fun thing to watch them kind of debate.
Well, they made the point on Gutfeld that it was nice to see just two people connecting just on the human level, like sharing a personal story that was funny and not having to bring it to politics.
That's true.
To show we're all human. But also to see that Greg Gutfeld, he's just a cool, he's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
He's just having a conversation. He's not going in there with I need to convert you, like I was doing to Jorge earlier, who eventually will become George once we convert. No, I'm kidding. But I was joking with Jorge earlier about you need to think like I do. Gutfeld didn't go in with that, whereas when you're I don't know, I don't want to just keep saying left, it's left. But if you're on that side, it's you're going in defense mode of
oh yeah,
this is going to be the angle that I take. And whereas they're not just going in and chatting about life. They're always angled at
making you look stupid and saying that your opinions are wrong. Yeah, actually.
Versus just talking.
Yeah, and so I agree with that. The only thing is the Gutfeld and Fallon interview I just thought was boring because it was 100% just promoting his new show. It wasn't fun anecdotes or anything. And Greg is a really fun, funny person, and so is Fallon. And so it could have been a better back and forth, but it was still great that they went on. They got along. They did it. Obviously, it was a détente between the right and the left in some sense. But that was the other funny thing, going back to the Rogan interviews that he did that should cement him as one of the best interviewers. He interviewed Sanjay Gupta from CNN.
Oh, yeah, I remember that interview.
After they had basically said that, Rogan was taking horse tranquilizers and all this kind of stuff.
Why would you be involved in that? And
he basically said right to him, hey, why did you say that about me?
Yeah.
And it wasn't a gotcha. They had a great talk beforehand. It wasn't right off the bat. It was a lead up to that. And then it was also so you know that I had COVID and you know that the the antidote is better if you had it than the vaccine. You know, that you're more immune to it if you've had it. But you were still telling people I should take it. And he's like, yeah, and I still think you should. And he's like, why? Yeah. This is great. Right. It was great. It's that's a real back and forth with actual questions that are meaningful.
And respect to Sanjay Gupta for going on there.
So much respect to him. Yeah. Both of them. I thought that was such a great interview. And there was so much more to it than that. There was 1 second where they butted heads, and that's how it should be. It's that's the same with this cleaning up the homeless encampments. It's like there's some unpleasant trees that are going to have to happen to get to a solution.
Yeah, you can't avoid truths if you want. Like, if you
want to solve things.
If you want to solve things. And the thing is, on the left, it's always this kind of ideal utopia. But the utopia seems to involve avoiding truth, which only makes things more of a dystopia.
Yes.
And so the harder you try to make something a utopia, this is where I'm so deep. The more it will become a dystopia.
I need mushrooms.
But like this is just such proof of it.
It is because you can't tackle a problem by just looking at it idealistically.
No.
You actually have to attack the crux of the problem.
Right. And I've been involved in so little online like fights, like no one cares what I say. So, but
you've had some good ones going back. I think
I've
you just finally backed down. Yeah.
I think it was 2020. A comic. I mentioned something about the homicide rate, or not homicide rate, but basically the specific killing of a black girl who was like 3 years old. And I just tweeted it saying like how fucking sad.
Yeah.
And he came at me with all of his followers about how that was so racist of me to do. But I'm like, but what's more racist? A
black person had shot the kid.
Right. But what's more racist? Pretending this problem doesn't exist and letting it just go on and letting all of these people die?
Yeah.
Or calling it out, saying this is a problem, it needs help.
Yeah.
That's, to me, much more kind.
Yeah.
And he's the racist. If you want to just ignore a problem, like it's basically going, there's a fire
that's cultural, that's my culture. You aren't allowed to criticize it.
You're walking by a
disgusting.
burning building and not calling the fire department and letting it just burn down with all the people inside. You're an asshole.
Yeah.
If you think that that's the moral high ground,
yeah.
It's not. And I would not back down in that fight. And then Mark Maron actually got involved because they were making fun of me, all of his followers, because I'd worked with Corolla.
Oh,
and
God.
Mark Maron and Corolla, at least at one point,
were enemies.
And like they had a fight at the Comedy Store and stuff. I don't know exactly all about it, but I had no idea. And then Mark Maron, so then his followers, like, and he's got a huge following. So I mean, I was getting like
attacked on all sides.
Yeah, like it's like getting thrown around in like a really mean ocean.
Yeah.
But also the ocean is full of really dumb sharks that can't actually bite you. You know, like it's like
totally.
This is going to be fine, but it's very traumatizing.
To his special to see if I've changed my mind on him, but I just from listening to his podcast occasionally, some of the stuff that he said, like he was talking to Jordan Klepper, was one of the ones that I listened to recently, and Jordan Klepper was being pretty reasonable because he was going out to conservative campuses and doing like the Charlie Kirk thing, but not on a large scale. He wasn't going in front of crowds. He was going one-on-one, talking to people, and he was like, the one thing that's refreshing is he's like, a lot of these conservatives, they're very nice people.
That's the thing.
There are a lot of Christians. But Mark Maron was like, oh God, no, that can't be true. Like really, and he was like criticizing them, saying they couldn't be nice. It's like, guess who has a reputation for being an asshole? Fucking Mark Maron.
That's his whole brand.
Totally, it's his whole brand. Like, there's so many to think that conservatives are just blanket assholes. I mean, you're so stupid if that's how you see the world. You're literally a moron. You're not going out and talking. You live in an echo chamber.
Yeah, this is where the bubble needs to be popped. And I accidentally popped the bubble. I can't say. Popped the bubble when Trump was being arraigned for the first time in New York. I was living near the courthouse in the city.
Okay.
And I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know that it was his arraignment day. And it was like 7 a.m. and I was going to the gym, very out of character for me.
I'm impressed. Yeah, that's amazing.
But I cut through the courthouse and I saw all these vans and news cameras set up. And I was just wondering, what's going on? And then it hit me, oh, Trump's getting arraigned. So when I left the gym, it was in walking back through, I was, of course, going to take that route because I wanted to see the spectacle. I had never at that point been in any sort of political environment where people were showing up with signs and stuff like that. And so it was packed, and there was a side of Trump supporters, and there was a side of
anti-Trumps,
evil monsters. No, right. No, but there's the other side.
Yeah,
and I went in as unbiased as I could be. I was I didn't have any plans on being there. I went to the Trump side, and it was gays for Black, Latino, or gays for Black. That should
really
be something.
Mix it up. That it probably is. There's
it's kiki. No, it was like gays for Trump, Latinos for Trump, Asians for Trump, blacks for Trump. It was a melting pot of a melting pot.
Yeah.
And then there were white dudes who looked like they're truck drivers and would vote for Trump. And then there were people who looked sophisticated and worked in like finance, that you wouldn't really totally know. I went on that side and it was just this like peace and love. Bright, like it was American flags being waved and people talking and enjoying themselves and like cheering each other on. And then I walked to the other side and it was horrific. It felt like
hate-filled.
The energy to me felt, it was this like shift from if you're walking through this magical forest in a Disney picture to all of a sudden all the trees just like go
right,
and it was just this bad energy of anger and hate, and I could not believe the visceral like feeling that I got from it. And there were people kind of in like, there's like a drum circle or something, but everyone was angry and mean, and they weren't connecting with each other. They were
turning on each other too. You don't hate Trump enough.
It was just such a dark energy.
Wow.
And they, there was a little back and forth between the two sides, and they were, cut off. And I had never seen that before. But I'm telling you, as like a non-biased observer, even though like I was biased, but I didn't go there with the intent of
participating.
Like, I'm like, this is a spectacle. I've never seen anything like this. I just wanted to observe. And the poison that was basically being spit from the one side to the other side, it was night and day. Like, unless you have like that ego that will not allow you to see reality, you would know that was dark and awful. And this is uniting, and everyone's coming together and uniting over the same thing, which is that they love this country.
Yeah.
Versus uniting over something about hate.
Yeah.
They hate a certain man.
Yeah.
But they think it's love.
And they hate half the country for liking that man. So it's more than just hating one man.
But the amount of hate is, because I do end up going in like a little bit of that spiritual-ish route. It's a dark, dark energy, and I want no part of it. In the I had seen other examples because I was also curious, because that opened my mind up to I wonder what it's like over here. So when Trump was doing the MSG rally, I was like, I have to go down and see. And it was another love fest.
Yeah.
It was a love fest. There was, and it was all bad. I mean, it was a massive crowd and everything like that. But there were some hecklers or whatever. But where I was standing, this guy came down, and it was actually great because he was going to this bar to watch a football game or something, and he was wearing the jersey of the team. But he was like, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. And the people that were waiting there all just shouted, USA, USA.
Oh, wow.
They weren't like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I took video to document I was the minority.
You sent me that because you actually you wrote, this is the most diverse Nazi rally I've ever been to.
It was.
Yeah.
It was where I felt like, oh, this is what it feels like to not be the only white person somewhere. I'm telling you, I was the minority, and I have the video footage to prove it. I would just scan around with my camera.
Yeah.
It was Middle Eastern people, it was Asian people, it was black people, it was gay people. The white people, I mean, maybe they were early and just got it in the event. I'm just kidding. But no, I was not around a majority of white people. And the people that were considered like the minorities were smiling, loving it, like laughing, passionate, and it was like, no, this is real. Like, this is what's real.
Yeah.
Not the shit that people are fed and think, and they drink it up, like they feed on it like it's your mom's tit, like as a baby. I don't know, like they're just like, they suck it up.
Yeah, it's like their life
so much, right?
Totally.
And it's like what you're drinking, what you're consuming is a lie. It's fake. It's poison for your body, and you're letting it affect your entire life and your relationship with your family. Like, you're not talking to family members because they have a different political point of view. Do you know how poisoned you are? You have no idea what the reality is amongst all of the supporters.
Yeah.
The media made a cartoon out of anyone who would be right of center.
Yep.
And everybody believes it. It's like they're
so
that
culpable for creating this hate. Yeah.
right. And like people like Larry David is like one of my heroes, and it's so disappointing because he's just like it's like, how did they get you, Larry? They got you.
You know what I think part of it is? I think that part of it is when you're that rich. Like Warren Buffett is that way. When you're that rich, in order to not be hated, you have to cater to. You have to be like, no, I'm on your side, even though it's like the Martha's Vineyard thing. They can say it all they want, but the second they're faced with any of the policies affecting them, they're like, oh God, get rid of it.
Yeah, of course. But
they all outwardly do it, and I don't know if they actually believe that they think that, or they just know that they're putting on a front to protect themselves from the backlash.
I think they got Larry. I think he's
that was the
too
dumbest.
Real.
My dinner with Hitler. Yeah,
that. But like so many episodes, he did, kind of making fun of Trump supporters, and like he had the guy like the KKK, and it's they did a thing where they were sewing up a thing, and it ended up being a KKK thing, and like he delivered it, to like a Trump supporter's house, and it's like that's not reality. And if there is KKK left in the country, but there's like 2,000 members.
It's so to act like that's taking over is so insane.
They're like not even a fleck on the scale of humanity. Like there's so few of them. They do not influence culture at all.
And they're not committing crimes. Like when you say what's the biggest problem for the U.S. right now, Biden said white supremacy. It's like,
no, it's a lie. I mean, it's a straight up
where
lie.
are the crimes happening in the name of white supremacy? Yeah, there's not. And what's happening is, people who are just against illegal immigration are being considered white supremacists, which is crazy. No, it's just protecting where you live. It's like, why would you not want to vet people who come here?
It's being an adult. It's basically the adults versus the non-adults.
Yeah.
The parents who would say, well, if you're going to drink in our house, versus the parents that are just like, don't drink. It's just being more of the adult. And
it would be great to think that everybody who came over was just a good person and hardworking and deserved to be here. But you got to check, and that's just not the case.
It's just reality. It's just the way it is. We have to be adults. You can't, if you want to have a country like the United States for people to be able to come to be saved from their home countries, you have to have a vetting process to keep this country. Otherwise, it goes down like the Titanic.
Yes.
And so you have to have structure. You have to have things and rules in place in order for a country like this, which is really like the gold standard of countries to ever exist on the planet. You have to have strategies and things in place to make it run and function in a way that will allow people to flourish. And if you just let anything go, then you create a shithole, and you give nobody in the entire world a place to aim for or to hope for one day.
Yep.
America would be no longer. So do you want to turn it into a shithole where, and that's the unkind
thing. The left is like, yes, we love our shitholes. Right. That's literally their protest against cleaning up D.C.
But it's like,
it's our crime-ridden city. It's insane. It's like a joke. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And it's very annoying. I'm just like, stop talking. So exactly, keep going.
Well, yeah, it is.
But earlier when we were doing the show, we're like, we should keep it light and funny too.
Yeah, we have to. We're like, we have to remember not to just rant and dad jokes. Meanwhile, we're like, roar.
All right, where can we add a joke?
Yeah, where do we have? What else do we have left to talk about?
I already said limp dildo. The cheer. I don't know enough
did we, Jorge? Did we find out? Is it just the Vikings?
No. So right now, 12 teams have male cheerleaders, and the Carolina Panthers have the first openly transgender cheerleader.
Oh, the NFL is very they're very pro
diversity.
Yeah.
They're very pro political statements actually, which was not the case back in the day.
They are. And the Buffalo Bills, I'm just wondering, the Buffalo Bills, will you check if they have cheerleaders? Because I'm a Bills fan. They got rid of the cheerleaders years ago for budget reasons. And
interesting.
I'm pretty sure they never brought them back. They were called the Buffalo Jills.
Oh, you know who we should watch actually and talk about, because it's supposed to be great. I guess that there's a great documentary on the Dallas cheerleaders. Because I think, I know it was true of the Patriots. I knew a girl who was a Patriots cheerleader. They get paid nothing.
Well,
nothing. And it's all about promotional, money, which is very comedy-like. It's like a lot of clubs will kind of pay you nothing. And it's like, well, if you're good, you go out and make money based on how we let you get good here.
Right. And think about that before there was even social media. They still paid
Oh my
absolutely
God,
nothing. So like,
nothing.
how do you turn that into something? At least on social media, you can have the pictures of
Yes.
you in your cheerleader uniform and all that stuff.
You could still kind of do it beforehand because you could set up events, and advertise the
Oh,
events.
right. Like a cheerleader's going to be here from.
Yes, and sign the thing or whatever. Like, but you're right. It's so much harder without social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drills were disbanded in 2014 and have not come back since.
Yeah, that's wild. And so it's interesting that they're expanding cheerleading, but the Bills don't even have any
That's a
cheerleaders.
huge team too. You would think there'd be because there's barely any money going towards that. You would think enough people would kind of just volunteer to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, it's so cheap that's what an insult is to the cheerleaders. Like they were
They're
spending.
like, we don't even want to spend the $25 a year.
They will give a $25 million like year-long contract or something to one player, but like $100 to a chick to like charity game. They're like, yeah, we're pushing it here.
That's great. And that is part of the draw, I would think. People do like watching cheerleaders,
Yeah.
right? Jorge, do you like watching the cheerleaders? Yeah, that's what I thought.
What I will say about like the men cheerleaders being introduced is like men are better at everything. So,
Yeah.
like,
If they're the bottom of the pyramid, they're
they'll
going to toss the girls up so much higher.
they'll make it way more entertaining and like fun watching. So
Yeah, I don't see the big problem with it unless it's like...
I mean, it's a statement.
That's the thing I was going to say. Unless it gets brought up as a statement, and then I can see people coming back at it in that way. But if male cheerleaders just started showing up without any announcements, I don't know that it would be that big of a deal. Is it all new this year?
I don't think it was last year. I don't hear.
No, so teams first started having male cheerleaders back in the mid 2000s, and then just over the last few years, it's become more popular.
I wonder why it's such a story now then, as opposed to...
And that's how like we shape reality.
Well, the
we were
media
not
tells
told the
us.
story, and so we live in a world where there's no male cheerleaders in the NFL.
And then the media tells you, hey, you should care about this.
Right.
And people drop in so hard.
Right.
They just take the bait.
Right. And I'm not immune to it. Like not that I took fully like
Well, but you're not upset about it.
I'm not upset about it, but it was more like, I didn't think there were male cheerleaders before.
Same. And I do think that someone should start throwing some dildos at them. If the girls are going to get it on the court, the guys should get it on the field.
But now that I do picture, because I have been to NFL games, there have been like the guys that run with the flag of the team, like in the end zone and stuff, that are definitely probably part of like a cheer squad in some way. So yeah, I can see how they would have. But I've never seen like them like holding like for a pyramid thing to throw a girl up in the air.
I don't
also,
know that I've
speaking
ever
of the dildos, that actually came about. The Bills fans used to throw dildos at Tom Brady.
Yes. Which I highly regret because now I like Tom Brady a lot.
I love Tom Brady. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I never heard that. That never made the news in my my world.
Well, they should have been thrown at just the fans because I went to a lot of Bills Patriots games.
Yep.
And the Patriots, like you guys,
oh yeah.
I mean, masshole to the fullest degree.
Oh, they embrace it big time.
They really do. And it's like coming into your own house and like fucking with you. And so like one of them getting hit with the dildo, that would have been great.
Why
versus Tom Brady?
The dildos for Tom Brady. They're trying to say what are they trying to say with that? Because you can't call him like a sissy player. Like, and that kind of is what that means to me.
He was like kissing his son like very intimately.
God, that was
I don't know
really
if that's-
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that video was like
That was
one of them
very
odd.
strange.
It was
I know.
like a make-out level.
Well, he was laying down on top of it. Yeah, that was so strange. I feel bad for that son, though. That's
and also there was a kiss between him and I think
Kraft.
Not Kraft. Or maybe,
Belichick?
no, it was Kraft. I think it was Kraft.
I was going to say Kraft seems like he'd be that kind of.
Yeah, no, they kissed like very intimately after a Super Bowl win or after a championship of some sort.
I have a dad that's very like not lovey cuddly, but I kissed my dad on the lips until I was like 11. Is that weird?
No, I thought about that. Same.
Okay.
Same.
I remember like going to school and realizing my friends weren't doing that and telling my dad like we're not going to do that anymore.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't remember what age.
And then he would give big bear hugs, but it's funny because he's not a cuddly guy.
No, that's great. That's just like a father being like
fatherly.
Yeah. I don't know the age that my probably when I was 25. I said because he did.
You're like, once I had sex, I can't do this anymore.
No, but it is weird, like, when you do get to that age where it's like, am I just dating an older man when I'm with my dad?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I have much better taste than this. Like,
especially in New York. Like, there's a comic who's really hot, and she's like, I don't know, in her early 20s, I think, but her parents are much older. Her dad's like 70 or something. And she's like, when they go out, guys will like fist bump her dad. And she's like, he fist bumps them back. And I'm like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's really funny. Someone said at a Bills game once, actually, just ironically, but because I don't talk about football that much, but I go to games with my dad, and we were trying to get through the crowd, and someone said to my dad, "Move your wife out of the way." And I was I was offended, but it's like this weird thing where I'm like,
like, I could do better, right. But I love you, Dad, but I could do better.
Yeah, my dad's the best, but I'm like, do I look that old? Like, you start to get a little paranoid.
That's one of those things. They probably just saw you from the back or they're drunk. They don't even know.
Yeah, no, I know.
But it'll stay with you forever and just fuck with you,
yes.
Of course.
Yeah. It always made things weird, I feel like. Anyway. But no, my dad's the best. And like with the Tom Brady stuff, luckily, never had to face any of that. But I think that might have brought on the dildo stuff.
Could be.
I've never heard any other.
Well, because he had that trainer he was like eating avocado ice cream, and he had some very odd habits.
Oh, Ugg boots or something?
Oh, is he? I think he was the promoter for Ugg. Man, they should have been throwing dildos at him. They were right.
Right. Like the Uggs came filled with dildos. Like that's how they got him into his house or something. Ugg boots are bad.
It's just an expensive thing. I mean, maybe you can get cheap dildos. I guess you can. Because I was going to say, I wouldn't load up on things that cost a fair amount just to throw them on the field. Like, I would go with something cheap, most likely.
Yeah, there could probably be cost-efficient ones. Maybe the ones from Walgreens. But they were still, I think, maybe starting at like $40. It's still not that cheap.
To just throw onto the field.
Right.
I'd be like, I could get some popcorn and beer for that.
But that could be something that, people pay to go skiing and enjoy themselves. Like, that could be that guy's version of skiing. Like, this is where I put my money. This is my hobby.
This is my moment.
It brings me joy.
I wonder if they want to be, like, noticed for that. Because in the WNBA, they clearly don't because they're getting arrested. But I wonder if the guys in the NFL, because no one's going to arrest you for throwing a dildo at Tom Brady.
No, it's great.
Yeah, it's
so stupid.
It's so stupid.
It's just like...
It's hilarious. Like, those are so entertaining, those things. It's like... And that's pretty unlikely that it'll hurt someone. It's like they were throwing batteries, I think, at people at Oakland. Or they were throwing stuff that was, like, actually kind of weapon-like.
Right.
Which is another story.
Yeah, that's a whole other... I didn't know
but
that.
Also expensive, by the way. I don't know why you would throw something that costs... I guess it's just whatever they had on them.
It's true. But there is the cost factor. If it's that entertaining, it might be worth it.
Yeah, they really are gung-ho. Probably.
Yeah.
We should think of something. We can throw it. Well... I was going to say comedy shows, you can't.
What do men use for, like, do men use anything? Like a ring? I know men, like, put, like, rings on there.
Oh.
Or, no, but is that for the woman?
Oh, no, there's, like, the fleshlights.
Oh, yeah, fleshlight.
I don't know if that's a thing. Like,
you could hurt someone with a fleshlight, I think.
You totally could. But also, most women have probably a vibrator or a dildo. I don't know if most men have a fleshlight.
Yeah, I don't think it's standard.
I don't think it's a, like, common thing either. Because they just use their hand. It's fine.
Yeah. A friend made a commercial for Fleshlight before they were big, and it like helped get them big. And I'm like, I don't know if I should say friend because I know he definitely disagrees with my. Like, I was surprised.
Like a former friend.
He'll be like an unfollow pretty soon, but he was like part of the bring Fleshlight into the light.
Wow.
Yeah. He's. I feel like he's like part of a cultural like shift or something because.
I don't ever see those advertised. Maybe that is their problem. If they just advertised more, they'd probably be more commonplace in a guy's house.
Yeah. It's not a pleasant.
It's also, how do you clean that thing? Like it's disgusting. Yeah.
It's just like an expensive sock.
That's it. Yeah, just use, that would be the anti-fleshlight commercial. I'd be like, buddy, just use a sock. Throw it in the laundry when you're done. You're fine.
Yeah. I like trying so hard to not end the show awkwardly like we did last time.
I know.
I'm like, oh
no. Yeah, is there a way people actually... We have to listen to more podcasts and see how people do this. Dismount without sounding weird.
I know.
Well, we could start saying... Well, we never know when we're going to release this. I was going to say we could start saying upcoming shows or events.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be consistent at some point.
Yeah.
They're just not going to probably be on the same day quite yet, but we will eventually.
Exactly.
We get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I think that's it.
Yeah. So next show, we will tell you up front, maybe more so a structure, but maybe not.
Yeah, let us know if you have any idea of what we need to change or fix or format. Yeah. And we are too lazy to implement it quickly, but we'll get there.
And too late.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there is something in the universe that's stopping Allie and I from being on time. So if our
Always.
shows don't come out on time, it's the universe.
We could leave a day early
God.
and something. Exactly.
Yeah.
God. Ugh. All right.
All right.
See you next week.
All right. Bye, whore.
Bye, ho.